Good afternoon. Happy hump day. Hey, it's Russell of Hotels. Going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. I'm doing this daily check-in. Yeah, maybe a little late today, but that's okay. As long as I'm doing it, it's fine. So this is a daily check-in. I do it Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I do that other show called On Air with Russell of Hotels. That's live on Tuesday, right? I did that yesterday. So if you didn't check it out, it was show number 273. Check it out. It's there. I caught up on, IMAX. IMAX was last week. I got to show a little bit of the Fontainebleau Hotel in Las Vegas where I stayed. I talked about, IMAX, of course, and some of the things that I did, So check that out. So if you didn't check it out, you can go. It's here live on, it's not live anymore. I'm live right now on LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook, but the replay's on the same platform. So feel free to go and check it out, and you'll see it. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Or you can go to my IG and you'll see some photos and videos and all that kind of stuff that I showed while I was there and even after I wasn't there. So anyway, the daily check-in, it's not a whole thing like On Air with Russell of Hotels where that lasts an hour. This is about 15 to 20 minutes, and we'll try to keep it around there just in case. But if I get some comments and engagement, which that's what I like, then it's going to take a little longer, and that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. Maybe you guys do, but I don't have a problem with that. But real quick, let me just make sure that I am live on the platforms. My chat is open, so feel free to make your chat, make your comments, say something, whatever, because I'm here for all of that. Let me see what is going on here. What's going on here? People have been sliding into my DMs. Is it called a DM on when they slide into your LinkedIn DMs, or is that just an instant message or a message? Maybe that's just a LinkedIn message, okay? But people have been sliding into it, and I see. Thank you for I get comments from people. They're asking me questions. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I do remember those lives. They were to call for people. Blah blah blah. I make tomorrow morning work on Okay, so somebody send me an email. I'm not gonna tell you who it is because it don't matter. Someone send me a message on LinkedIn. I get these messages all the time, but they're not always as exciting. So someone wants to pick my brain. Okay, and I don't know how much is left. But yeah, feel free to contact me. So that's how people contact me. Either they email me or they'll slide into my LinkedIn DMs or, whatever you want to call them. I'm not sure if you call them DMs on LinkedIn. But anyway, whatever you call them, some people will slide into those, which is good because it's all about how you want to communicate with me. How you want to get in touch with me is up to you. I'm going to be here for all that. So I look at my my messages on LinkedIn, whatever else, YouTube, Facebook, IG, so it doesn't matter to me. TikTok, so however you want to get in touch with me is fine. So I told her I had like 15 minutes to talk. Because, after 15 minutes, it becomes a consultation. And we don't want to get into that, right? Or maybe we do, right? So, so I talk to anybody for about 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, then we got to talk about some other stuff, okay? So, but anyway, I just appreciate people reach out to me. I am a resource, and I let people know that I am a resource to talk about anything they would like to talk about. So there you go. So the hotel that I'm showcasing, because I always showcase a hotel anytime I do any type of live, either it's the daily check-in with Russell of Hotels or it's the On Air with Russell of Hotels. So every show I'm going to showcase a hotel that I've experienced. Today is the Windsor Court in New Orleans. Now, I think I did this one before because I was in New Orleans about 3 weeks ago, but I forgot to put the specifics of the hotel. I couldn't remember what they were, like how many rooms and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to get to that in a minute. So like I said, these don't have to be that long. I just tend to make them long. And I do have a topic for today, so hold tight. And I'm wearing my hat today. Now, this is my original Russell of Hotels hat. You may not remember, but yeah, this is my original Russell of Hotels hat. And real quick, before I get into it, I get a call from my mom today saying my sister is in a hospital. I'm like, what? She was just here a couple of days ago. So she is having surgery. In fact, I just got a text saying she's going into surgery for her gallbladder. They got to remove it or something like that. I mean, not to tell everybody my sister's business, but prayers to her. Shout out to my sister, and because she's a big supporter of everything Russell of Hotels, right? So I appreciate her. So my prayers to her. And after surgery, I'll be going to see her. So I was just waiting for the message to come across. So now that I know that I need to be there, okay. So there you go. Because she wasn't sure if it was going to be today, later today, what time it was. But just prayers to my sister, for my sister. For if you guys pray, I mean, this would be a good time to do it. If you don't do it, it's a good time to start. Okay, so just real quick, I just wanted to send her a shout out, and praying for the surgery goes well, and then for a complete recovery. Yeah, people say, "Oh, speedy recovery." No, a complete recovery. Okay, so whatever that means, complete. Like you ain't got to keep going back in the hospital and all that. A complete, recovery. So there you go. So I just had to throw that in because family's everything, right? So we just want to make sure that we send some good vibes out there to her. So anyway, okay, real quick, the blog. So everything that I talk about, including today's topic, is on the blog already. And I've caught up on the hotels that I experienced while I was in Las Vegas. They're on there as well, so you can check out the Fontainebleau, which is on the Strip, as well as the Westin Lake Las Vegas. Those are two hotels. One I did a site tour, and one I actually was a guest there, and I stayed there. So, but I experienced both of them, but just in a different way. So check those out because you may not have heard of those hotels, or you may never seen the guest rooms or whatever. So this is a good chance to go check it out. So go to russellofhotels.com and go to my blog, and you'll be able to see that. So there you go. Just go to the blog, drop down, hit that button, ding, and it'll pop up. So there you go. Okay, so these are the vitals or the specifics of the Windsor Court and NOLA. When I say NOLA, that means New Orleans, Louisiana. Because some people say, what does NOLA mean? It means, it abbreviates that whole long-ass name. So instead of going New Orleans, Louisiana, just go NOLA. NOLA. Some people are like, I don't get it. But that's okay. You don't have to. I just kind of explained it for you. But anyway, real quick, the guest room total or number of guest rooms, 314 guest rooms. And we're talking about the Windsor Court Hotel, just in case you forgot already. 314 guest rooms, built in 1984. You know what? You would think it was built, you would think it's older than what it is, because it just has that I don't know, that historical vibe, that old hotel. Not that it looks and smells old, it has the decor is not from the 80s, right? It's probably from the early 1900s, if you will. So it gives you that kind of vibe. But it's a very nice hotel, very elevated, I may add. 10,000 square feet of meeting space, which makes up 13 meeting rooms. 13 separate meeting rooms. Very nice space. I want to say all their space has natural lighting or windows, which is very important, especially important to some of my clients, right? I have this one corporate client that is a prerequisite for anything. If they don't have the natural lighting or windows, let's look for another hotel. Boom, just like that. Okay, all right, let's move on. Last renovation was 2018. Now, keep in mind, renovations typically go 7 to 10 years. Every 7 to 10 years, that's when a renovation will happen. But it all depends on money. But typically, every 7 to 10 years, hotels will refurbish, renovate, or they'll do something. Soft renovation, soft goods, hard goods, whatever. Case goods, they'll do something. And this is a 4-diamond hotel, right? 4-diamond. So which means one more diamond, it will be 5-diamond, right? So, and that's the top, right? 5 is the top. They're actually working towards a 5th diamond, from what Miss Vera told me. Vera's a sales manager there that I met with. So that's she told me. So, and it's based on service levels, I believe. So maybe there's some things they have to add. Maybe it's 24-hour room service. Maybe it's 24-hour valet parking. I'm not sure exactly what they lack to do that, but the hotel is already a 4-diamond, which is good. And remember, hotels in the U.S. are rated in diamonds, not stars. Stars came up with with the third parties and all that kind of stuff. So AAA, you get your insurance from your car insurance or get the roadside assistance. AAA is the company or organization that actually rates hotels. They have a very strict guidelines, or they have very strict guidelines, and they come in and on a yearly basis, annually, and rate your hotel. They go through a whole list of checklists. It must be like 20 pages. I don't know. I remember going through a couple of those, and oh no, it's pretty extensive, right? So that's how you get diamond ratings. Stars are based on guests that have stayed there, and some of their stuff can be objective. They can just like, oh, or subjective, objective. They just like, oh, I like this, so I'm gonna do this. They're not really looking at the same things that AAA would look at. Okay, so AAA is based on the condition of the hotel for the most part. Like any upgrades, has it been renovated? What's the size of the TV? I mean, all of those things matter with AAA. Now you look at the star ratings for guests, and it doesn't mention any of that stuff, right? It's just like, oh, the front desk sucked and this and that, the service levels, and it was this, it was that, that kind of stuff. So now you know, right? If you didn't know, now you know. Let's see, what else? Okay, this is the topic for today. 5 myths of Russell of Hotels. And I put ROH because, I didn't want to write out Russell of Hotels. So this is 5 myths, right? So some people don't really know. Some people think that, I do this and I do that, or I only do one thing and all these kind of things. So I just wanted to, clear up the myths that may be circling around there. Okay. So, hold on one second. Hold on 1 second. Let's make sure. Okay. All right. I just did that. Okay. So 5 myths of Russell of Hotels. Number 1 myth, and this is did I mention this already? This is already on my blog, so you can go and check it out. You don't have to write these things down. I don't know why you would, but anyway, here. Myth number 1: Russell of Hotels only works with big chain hotels. That's not just a myth. That's a lie. No, who said that? No, I work with any hotel. It's based on what the client wants. It's not based on me. The client may ask me questions like, okay, they choose this particular destination. Do you know of any hotels that we should, send RFPs to? They may ask me that, and I'll say, oh, I would send it to this, and that. Now, do you prefer any of these hotels? If so, please, let me know, and I'll make sure I include the hotels that they prefer, because I want to get an overall, a look at what the pricing is. So you want to look at everything. You want to look at not everything, but if there's 10 hotels in that area, I look at least 5 of those. I don't ask for all 10, but maybe 5 to 7 hotels, because I want to see what the range of rates would be. And a lot of those hotels could be independent hotels. They could be boutique hotels. As long as they have the space that the client needs, I mean, those are most important things. Do they have the space that the client needs? And then we go from there. So I always make sure I source out, if the hotels are there, independent hotels, I always make sure that I include independent hotels, as well as the big chains like the Marriotts and the Hiltons, and some of the other brands, the Hyatts and all that stuff. Sometimes those hotels are not even in those marketplaces, and sometimes some marketplaces don't have independents. But if there's independents there, I'm going to make sure I include it, because I think it's important that we do that. And I always copy my CVB partner on there as well, so the Convention and Visitors Bureau, because they may know some hotels that maybe they've been renovated, and they'll be able to tell you, give you a little bit more information about some of the hotels, or maybe the destination or whatever. So when I'm sending out my RFPs, I always send out RFP not just to the hotels, but to my CVB partner as well. So, yeah. Russell of Hotels specializes in finding the perfect fit for every client, whether it's a large chain hotel or a boutique property. I work with all types of hotels, with luxury resorts to smaller independent venues, to meet the unique needs of every group or event. So yeah, it can be high end, it can be middle of the road, it can be low end. I mean, it's based on the client and based on the client's needs and their budget, right? And those are the things that I ask before I start the RFP process. So yeah, but no, I work with every chain out there, every hotel imaginable. So I've done, groups in let's see, what the Fairfield Inns. You know what I mean? It just based on what the group needed and where it was located. Now, these were sports groups. These were like high school age sports groups, but still, I still work with everyone. Every hotel, every type of hotel. Myth number 2, site selection services add extra costs for clients. Now, reality is while Russell of Hotels may charge an upfront sourcing fee, which I do for my new clients, this does not increase the hotel room rate. So anything I charge doesn't inflate the room rate. It's just based on it's just paying for my time, right? Because some people don't think that this stuff takes time, right? So it doesn't matter if I'm sourcing for a group of 10 rooms or a group of 1,000 rooms. It doesn't matter. I still have to do work. I still have to almost the same amount of work is required for 10 or 1,000. So yeah, so up front, I do ask for an upfront fee, but this does not increase the hotel room rate. My sourcing fee covers the time and expertise involved in finding the ideal venue, but I ensure you receive the most competitive rates from the hotels. By leveraging my industry connections, I negotiate the best terms and conditions to save you money. The end result is a cost-effective, hassle-free site selection process without any added cost, to your room rates. That's just basically how it works, right? So, and I stand by that. Myth number 3, Russell of Hotels only focuses on hotel site selection. Really? Well, the reality is while site selection is a core part of what I do, Russell of Hotels goes beyond that. I specialize in promoting brand awareness for hotels and destinations through high quality videos and photos shared on our social media platforms or on my social media platforms, increasing visibility for properties. So while I'm there, while I'm doing the site tour or anything like that, and you guys see I randomly go into hotels all the time, and I always take photos and videos of those hotels, and I post those because it creates brand awareness for the hotel, and it makes people aware that those hotels exist. Because contrary to what everyone thinks, every director of sales and marketing or every general manager of every hotel out here in the world, contrary to what they think, everyone does not know their hotels exist. Okay, so just like, let's just take me for instance. Do you honestly think that I feel that everyone knows who Russell of Hotels is? No, I don't. Because if I thought that, do you think I would be posting as much as I do? Do you think I would just not only have on air with Russell of Hotels that comes on every week, I do a daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. This is the daily check-in right now. So it's 5 days a week that I'm doing. And I'm doing that to let people know that everyone does not know who I am, right? So if people did know who I was, I wouldn't be doing as much as I am. So I'm trying to reach the people that don't know what I do, okay? The people that do know what I do, that's great. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. But even those people, they may forget. So people only remember the last person that does hotel site selection, who they talk to. That's the only thing they remember. Just like I only remember the last hotel I'd stayed at, and that was That was the Fontainebleau. That was the last hotel I stayed at. So I stayed there, and I stayed at the what was the other one? The Westin Lake Las Vegas. Okay, that was my last trip. That was last week. Okay, so before that, I was at the Windsor Court, and I was at the Aloft Hotel in New Orleans. Before that, I have no idea. So people or hotel people have to realize that people got a short memory when it comes to which hotel they stayed in or who was the last person from a hotel that came to talk to me. So it's all about brand awareness. People are going to always remember, what's the last thing I saw on social media? Okay, I saw the Windsor Court. Well, who showed me that? Oh, Russell of Hotels did that. So that's why I do those things, right? So no, I not only do hotel site selection, which is a huge part of what I do, but no, my job is to create brand awareness as well. Okay, so hotels, if you need that, which a lot of hotels do, just reach out and we can, work something out where, you're included on these daily check-ins. I do the daily check-ins 4 days a week. I do on air with Russell of Hotels 1 day a week. So that's 5 days a week that I'm doing something that gives hotels an opportunity to post things on here, or for me to post things on your behalf on this show, right? And it goes to hundreds, if not thousands of people per day. So add that up, during the week. If I reached 2,000 people in 1 day times 5, that's 10,000 people that didn't know your hotel even existed. Hello? So, let's think about it like that. But a lot of hotels don't think about it like that because they think that everyone knows their hotels exist. And that is so far from the truth. So far from the truth. So anyway, number 4, myth number 4, Russell of Hotels only operates in major cities. No, that's not true either. Russell of Hotels has the capability to find the ideal hotel or venue anywhere in the U.S., if not the world, okay? Because I have booked in the Caribbean, Greece, Italy, Mexico, okay? So those are throughout the world, right? Those are not just, and I just did Spain and possibly Morocco coming up in December, okay? So those are the things that I do. So don't be limited because, I think you can only do the U.S. No, Russell can do wherever. But yeah, primarily because I'm in the U.S., I do more U.S. than anything. But I think it's because people don't know that I do international business. So that's why I'm here to tell you that, no, the myth is, no, I don't only just work in major cities. I've done things is Charlotte considered, Charlotte or Asheville or Lake Arrowhead, California, considered major cities? No, they're not. Ontario, Sacramento, Vegas would be considered a big one. Oklahoma City. I've done some cities that I've actually forgot that I've done some things. Done some things in Mississippi, in Georgia, outside of Atlanta. Did something outside of Boston that I can't think of the city, but it's outside of Boston. But so no, the major city has nothing to do with it. If they got a hotel, you want to stay there, we're gonna make it work, right? So no, that is a huge myth. No, I work with many different cities, not just major cities. In fact, the best deals come from those second and third tier cities, right? So look at your Cedar Rapids of the world and look at some of those hotels. Don't just, say, I want to go to Atlanta. What about outside of Atlanta? There's a lot of East Point. Okay, what about East Point? It's right outside of Atlanta, but it's a smaller town or city, and you may not have heard of it, but they have just the same amount of services that some of the bigger places have. It's just that you never heard of those, right? It goes back to that brand awareness thing, right? So what about Little Rock, Arkansas? You know what I mean? There's places that are on my radar now because I meet with these people all the time, right? So in fact, I'll never forget this. And, I go off on these side tangents all the time, but I was at a trade show, a conference, and we had appointments, like one-on-one appointments. And this young lady, I can't think of her name, I'm sorry, from Arkansas, from Little Rock, Arkansas. She comes up, comes to my table or whatever, because it's kind of a reverse trade show where we're sitting down and the hotel or destination people are moving around. So I'm sitting down and she puts a little rock on my desk and on the table in front of me. She goes, and it's attached to her business card. She goes, I said, where are you from? And I don't know what, I don't know where my mind was, but I said, what's that? I said, what is that? And she goes, it's a little rock. And she represented Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm like, now that's clever, right? I'll never forget that, right? So we need to, if you have a smaller destination, I'm just using a destination now, right? If you have a smaller destination that a lot of people have not heard of, you got to come up with some stuff, like some marketing ploys to get people to remember you. So I always remember, I don't remember her name, but I always remember what she did. I remember the gesture, her putting the rock on my desk. And I'm like, well, what is that for? It's a little rock. I'm like, okay. Little rock, oh, damn, okay. So yeah, so we got to do things to create brand awareness because everyone does not know where you are, that you have meeting space, that you have hotels, that you have a convention center. Everyone does not know that. So destinations, if you have smaller destinations in those, second, third, fourth tier cities, like a Little Rock, Arkansas, Grapevine, Texas, some of those places that you may not have even thought about, but they have airlift in those areas as well, right? And they have nice hotels. They have convention centers. I did something in Greenville, South Carolina. I didn't know they had a big convention center. They have a convention center the size of Los Angeles Convention Center. They have almost 1 million square feet. I'm like, who knew, right? So you can bring in major stuff there. But some people don't think about it because maybe they're not doing a good enough job of pushing it out there, or maybe we don't think about it because they're smaller cities, smaller destinations. But yeah, Greenville, South Carolina has a convention center that's about 1 million square feet. Okay. In fact, they hosted, if I'm not mistaken, they hosted the NCAA women's basketball championships in there. So boom, there you go. Who knew? So anyway, so my job is to not just to do hotel site selection, but to promote hotels and to create that brand awareness. So once again, if you have questions about that, feel free to reach out to me. I'll give you my information at the end of this show. So anyway, the last one is Russell of Hotels only works with large groups. I tailor the services to groups of all sizes, whether you're planning a small executive retreat or a large-scale conference. Russell of Hotels will find the perfect venue to meet your specific needs and budget. Yeah, I work with any groups. It doesn't matter. My sports teams, they can be like 10 rooms. Okay, 10 rooms is the minimum, right? So that's a group. 10 or more is a minimum. But I've done 10. I've done up to 1,000 people. Over 650 rooms on peak. So, but that was over 1,000 people. So it just depends on you. It's not about me, it's about you. So you just let me know. I mean, there's going to be a series of questions that I ask, just like you're going to ask me a series of questions too. And then we go from there, right? But no, I work with all groups. 10 rooms or more is considered a group. So it doesn't matter. After that, you just add some numbers, add a zero on top of it. Doesn't even matter. So anyway, that's it. Remember every Tuesday at 1 o'clock PST, that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about on air with Russell of Hotels that came on yesterday. So once again, if you missed it yesterday, that's okay. You can go to the replay. It's on the same platform, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Okay. So there you go. It's there. Just check it out. And it's a podcast as well. So you can go to my website and go to the podcast platform. Maybe you just want to hear me. You don't want to see me. You can go there, and show number 273 is right there. So you can just go there and just listen to the audio portion of that. Or you can go to podbean.com, type in Russell, On Air with Russell of Hotels, and you'll get that podcast there as well. So you know what? However you want to do it, we'll make it work for you. So any questions at all, I am a resource. Russell at russellofhotels.com is my email. You can go to my website, russellofhotels.com. My phone number is there. You can call me. You can slide into my DMs like, someone did earlier today. 2 people slid into my DMs on LinkedIn today. Okay. I'm like, okay. But yeah, so I appreciate however they want to get in touch with me, they can, because you got to be accessible, right? You can't just force people to do what they don't want to do, right? So if they want to slide into my DMs and leave me a message, that's fine. If they want to pick up the phone and call me, they can. They just have to go to my website and get my number, russellofhotels.com. Or you can email me, russell at russellofhotels.com. That's it, right? So anyway, I hope this information was good for you. Once again, what I said earlier is that this information is on the topic that I covered today, is on my website currently, so you can always go there and find that information just in case you missed it, okay? Or you can just replay this and go from there. So anyway, that is it. Thank you guys so much. Happy Hump Day. And once again, I'll see you guys tomorrow because tomorrow is Thursday, and I'll do another daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. Until tomorrow, you guys have a great day, great afternoon. And once again, pray for my sister. She's having surgery right now. They just wheeled her in. So I'm sure, hopefully, I have good news for you tomorrow. So anyway, until tomorrow, you guys have a great day.